All right. Jacob here, GHL King. And in today's video, we're going to be going through how you can create your own chatbot experience, kind of like ChatGPT, using HighLevel and OpenAI. This is an extremely anticipated video. I've had hundreds of people asking me, hey, when is this video coming out? When can I see how this works? When can I see how you made this happen? I've been testing it for a while, and I've got a workflow that I think that works really well, and I'm excited to share it with you today. So by staying through this whole video, by the end of it, you're going to be able to walk away with your own chatbot using OpenAI and HighLevel that you can show off to your clients, that you can use for your own purposes, get rid of Jasper, get rid of any of these other softwares that you're using for content creation, and you have your own chatbot with your own branding and everything like that. So I'm super excited. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into my computer really quick, and I am going to show you how it works first. So that way you can understand what we're building and what does this look like? Why are we building this? So I created an Instagram page here, nochi.ai. You could test it out on your own as well. Just look it up, give it a follow, and send a message. But I'm going to show you what happens. So I wanted to create a chatbot that anyone could use. So we're going to hit message on here, and we could just type hello, and we're going to wait for a response. So as soon as I send in that message, you're going to get a message back. Hi, I'm Nochi, your new AI assistant. Before we get started, reply with a valid email address so I can create your free account. If somebody does not reply with an email, like I just say no, it's going to reply back. Sorry, I didn't catch your email there. Please reply with just a valid email address. The reason why we do this is it's not just so I can capture emails and I can, use these emails. That's kind of irrelevant to me. But the reason why you have to do this is because when I was testing this and I was spending a lot of time trying to get the information to go through Zapier into OpenAI, you can't make it happen without there being an email or a phone number assigned to the contact inside of HighLevel. So we're going to do just test at testing.com. It's my email address that we're going to use right now. We're going to wait for it to come back, and it's going to say your account is created. Let's get this party started. So you have all of your information here. It's going to send one more message as well. Whatever question you have, just send it to me here, and I'll do my best to help out. And then also, if you ever get stuck on something, just reply Nochi help in all caps, and we'll show you how all that works later. But now what I could do is I could use this as a chatbot, and I could ask it any question I want. I could say, hey, come up with names for my business, come up with names for my program, come up with rewrite this headline. I could do anything that I want. I could go on to, I could say, and you're going to wait. It's going to send a message back saying that help is on the way. Give me a sec. It's going to send this information off to OpenAI. Once that information gets sent back into HighLevel, you will see the new message here. So Automation A, Streamline Business Solutions, whatever. These are just some different names that you can come up with. You can get extremely creative with it. You can get more detailed, and you can come up with more things. You can say, hey, here's my headline. Give me 5 new headlines. The same thing that you're doing with any of these AI copywriting tools, you can do on your own for pennies. It doesn't cost it costs very little money. You'll see once you start testing with OpenAI. I've had thousands and thousands of tests run through this, and I've spent maybe $2-3 on OpenAI credits. So it's super cheap. And it's really cool what you could do. Now, I'm excited about this because you can replace, like I said, you can replace tools like Jasper or any of these copywriting tools that you're already using. And you could do it right inside of your own Instagram page. Now, this opens up the door for you to share this information with your clients and really stand out. One of the ways that I've been using this, and people ask me all the time, like, Jacob, what are the different ways that I can use this tool? One of the ways is by doing what I just did, where you can use it as a copywriting tool. You can get rid of your $99 a month subscriptions with these AI copywriting tools. Another way that has worked really well for me is helping to bring on more clients. This is a really, really cool way when you're out, let's say you're at the bar, or let's say you're meeting a potential client at a networking event, or you're anywhere that a potential client could be. You see that client and you say, look what I've been building, like test this out. You have them pull it up on their phone, you have them test it out, they put in their email, so now you got a soft opt-in, and now they test it out and they see, oh wow, this is actually really freaking cool. This is amazing. You did this? And it's like, yeah, man, I built this, and this is inside of the software that I own or I resell or whatever terms that you guys use. And you can show them that you're on the cutting edge of technology. This is a way to just not just be the dude who's like, oh yeah, I could help you with your business, but be like, yo, this guy showed me something really cool. And now you got their email address. You can follow up with them. You can send them DMs on Instagram, and you just stood out as a very unique character in the sea of digital marketers. So I've used it, one, to help cut out my own expenses with copywriting tools, but I've also used it to help me get more clients and get in the door with other people, show them what I'm working on, show them that what I'm doing is cutting edge and on the cutting edge of technology. And it's been a really cool tool. A lot of people have come and be like, wow, I can't believe you did this. So I think it is awesome. And there's a lot of different ways that you guys can use it. You're probably going to find your own use cases that I don't even know about. But what we're going to do now is we're going to dive into how we can actually make this happen. And like I said, this video may be a little bit longer form today because we're going to go through the whole workflow build out. And because of that, I know there's two different types of people out there. There's people who have more time and less money, and there's people who have less time and more money. So if you're somebody who doesn't have the time to go through this whole video and you want to support my channel, it's going to be linked down below. I have a way where you can actually just purchase the entire workflow as a snapshot and also purchase my Zapier flow. It'll be sent over to you as we speak right now. As we shoot this video, I'm selling it for $47 one time. You can import it. And if you want to, if you enjoy the content I put out, you appreciate what I'm doing and you want to support the channel, this is an easy way for you to do that. You can purchase this. As soon as you purchase, you're going to get my entire workflows, all of my flows here. There's a lot of steps inside of these, and they may be even a little more complex than what I build out today, but you'll see. You can import this entire thing, and you'll get a training program here where you can see how to edit everything. And this is great if you don't have a lot of time and you want to support the channel and you want to just import this really quick. You don't want to waste your time trying to figure it out and building as we go. This is a great way for you to support the channel, and I would really appreciate it. So if you want to, the link's going to be down below and you can check out. It's going to be $47 right now. The price may change in the future, but I appreciate everyone who supports the channel. So that is one way that you can get started and not have to watch this entire video. But for everyone who doesn't want to spend $47, you just want the value for free, I absolutely get it. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to be able to try and provide as much value for free as possible. And if you want to stick around, this video is going to show you everything beginning to end. So now that we got that out of the way, there are some things that you need. You are going to need 4 different accounts, I would say. You're going to need, if you're going to do Instagram and you want to build your chatbot through Instagram, you're going to need an Instagram account that is tied to a Facebook page. It's got to be a business Instagram profile. I'm not going to go through how to set up your Instagram as a business profile in today's video. You can look that up and find those videos, or I may in the future put together a video for it. But you need an Instagram profile. It's attached to a Facebook page and it's a business profile. Next thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a paid OpenAI account. So if you do not have a paid OpenAI account yet, you need to just go to openai.com. You're going to sign up for an account, put a credit card on file, and you're charged at the end of the month. You guys can see my usage is really cheap. Usage this month, I've only used $1.44. I mean, I've literally tested this thousands of times. So it's really cool because it's super cheap, and so just sign up for an account with them and you will be able to get everything from there. Now you're going to need the API key. So to find that, you just go to your profile here, view your API keys, and you can create a new secret key. We'll go over that a little bit later. The other thing you're going to need is you're going to need a HighLevel account. If you already have a HighLevel account, great. If you don't have a HighLevel account already, I'm going to drop my affiliate code down below. And if you sign up, you get 2 weeks free trial with GoHighLevel. And when you sign up, I'm going to give you a bunch of free bonuses. I have a bunch of free trainings for you. You also will get that snapshot of this whole thing as an import for free. So if you sign up with my code, I'm going to give you a bunch of different freebies. You'll be able to see that below, and you'll also be able to import this for free. Now, the other thing is you're going to need a Zapier account. So those are the 4 things you need to be able to make what we're going through today happen. So let's look at kind of how this works. I'm going to break it down really quick, and then we'll dive into actually building it out. So the first thing that we see is we have the Instagram page. Somebody messages in, they say hello or whatever they say. And we have a message that shoots back, "Hi, I'm Nochi, your new AI assistant. Before we get started, I need your email address." So you're going to look at this. If you know HighLevel, you're familiar with it. You know this is just going to be a workflow with a trigger of when somebody messages in, customer replied, channel was Instagram. And as soon as it is, you send a message out and we'll go through the flow, but then we need to make sure that we have an email address on file. So we do an if-else statement. If we have the email address on file, then we skip over all of this. But if we don't have an email address on file, we're going to say, "Hey, I need your email address before we can get started." And we're going to capture all of their email information, let them know. Once we have their email, we're going to let them know how to use Nochi. And then after that, every time they use it, it's going to skip over that stuff and just they can use it for free, continuing on. Now, let's get started by first going into HighLevel. I'm going to build this with you. I've already built this out, but I'm going to build this with you guys from scratch. I'm also going to, in another tab, have open my previous build in case I forget anything. But the way that this works is we're going to start a simple workflow. I'm going to start from scratch. And I'm going to, like I said, we're going to do a workflow trigger. And that workflow trigger is going to be customer replied. And we're going to do the filter of reply channel is Instagram DM. Okay. It's a habit now. I always hit save because there's times in HighLevel where I go through and I build out a whole flow. I hit save and that says there's a problem saving your workflow. So I'm always in the habit, just hit save as soon as you guys do any changes. Now, next thing that we need to do is we need to know, all right, do we have an email address on file yet or not? If we have an email address, great. If not, we need to get it. So we're going to do an if-else statement here. So you're going to do contact details, search for email is not empty, right? So email on file is not empty. That means that we have the email on file. Next thing we're going to do, email not on file. We're going to do contact details, email is empty. All right, so if the email is empty, that means we do not have an email on file. One of the cool things with HighLevel is if somebody responds, like I did here with an email address, HighLevel, this is a feature I maybe rolled out last year, where it automatically recognizes that that's an email and saves it to that contact's email field. So that really comes in handy in this situation. So let's go email is not on file. We're going to send a message back to them. So we're going to do Instagram DM. And we can just copy. All right, so Instagram DM. And what we want our message to be. This is grayed out. Okay. So I think the issue that we may be facing here is that I do not have the Instagram account tied to this profile because I'm building this on a blank account. So what you need to do is if you do not have an Instagram account tied already, you need to go to your account settings, go to integrations, connect your profile here. It's going to ask you to continue. And then you're going to select the Facebook page that you would like to link to this location. So for me, it's under no cheating. Instagram is available for this account, which means I connected my Instagram page to the Facebook page already. Connect Facebook and Instagram. All right, so the page is connected now. Instagram should be connected. Receive Instagram DMs is on. Great. So now we're going to go back to our automation here. And we're going to check. All right, email's not on file. Let's try this again. DM, Instagram DM. Perfect. Now we have this available here. So we're going to copy. Why don't we just copy what we already wrote from here? So it's going to say, hey, I'm No Cheat, your new AI assistant. And you guys can change this to whatever you want. Put in your name, your company name, whatever you want to name your bot or your profile. Just hit save. And now we have that. Now we're going to add a wait step. And we're going to wait for a reply. Or actually, we can wait for a condition in this situation. Wait until email. Or no, in this situation, I wouldn't do a condition. I would do contact reply. Contact replied to a step, Instagram DM. Okay. We could play around with this stuff later to perfect it, but I'm going to wait for that Instagram DM to be answered. Once that Instagram DM is answered, we're going to do another if-else statement. Is email on file now? So now what we're doing is, because they replied, they may have replied, like in my situation, may have replied without an email. Like I said, you cannot make this happen. I haven't been able to figure out a way. Maybe it's possible, but I haven't been able to figure out a way to make it happen where if we don't have an email on file, that we can make this work. So we are going to send another DM here. If email is not on file, we're going to send a DM again. Didn't get your email. Please reply with just a valid email address. And if the email is on file, then at this point, we can send our messages of your account is created and stuff like that. So let's go here. I do 2 messages here, so. Save on this. All right, so the workflow has been saved. Now, they're going to get this message, but we want this to create some sort of loop here, right? Because if we didn't catch their email, we are going to do another wait until contact. All right, so we're going to do another wait step. It's going to be wait for reply. Contact reply. Apply to step. Didn't catch your email. And then we are going to do this same if-else statement again. We can actually just copy this, copy action, copy here. If it's on file, we're going to do a go-to step. We're going to go here. Email is not on file. We're going to do a go-to step here. All right, so how this works. We're going to go through, do we have an email on file now? If we do not have an email on file, we're going to say, hey, I didn't get your email address, and we're going to wait for them to reply with their new email address. Once they actually reply, we're going to check one more time, and we're going to say, hey, did they reply with an email? If they did, great. Send them over to the email on file flow. If they did not reply, send them back and say again, hey, sorry, I didn't get your email address. Just reply with a valid email. Now, this can continue to loop until they actually reply with that email. That's why we do this, because if they reply back with, no, I'm not interested. No, I don't want this. We wanted to send them that same message again that says, hey, I can't get started until you reply with a valid email address. So it's just going to keep looping, and it's going to take you to the correct step in this situation. Now that the email is on file, so this is our flow from if we did not have the email on file to begin with. Now, the next time they message in, it's not going to go down this path, right? So it's going to completely ignore this path, and it's going to go to the left side, which is email on file. So now the next time that they message in, we are going to be able to reply back. We're going to want to take what they send in, and we're going to want to save what they send in as something. So the way that we do this, right? So they're going to send in a message, and they're going to say, what's 5 times 5, for example. Now we need to take that, and we need to save that as a custom value. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go back into settings. We're going to go to custom fields. We're going to add one, and we are going to put here, multi-line. Next. This is going to be, actually, this is going to be a response. So AI answer. Group, we'll just put this in additional info. We'll hit save. Now let's go back. Let's go here. And what we are going to do is, so what we're going to do is create and actually take what they sent, and we're going to save that as a note. Sorry, I had to take a second and look at my previous flow because this gets a little complicated. And to do this off the top of my head, it took me a long time to do it. So I had to take a second and look at my old flow. But what I did is I saved this as a note. So save input as note. And we are going to do custom value. So we're going to do message body. So it's going to take what they send in from Instagram and save it as a note on their profile. Now we're going to go down, and this is where we're going to send out this data to Zapier to send it to OpenAI. So what I do here is you're going to do a webhook. It's the easiest way to do this. You're going to do a webhook, you're going to post, and we're going to get our URL by going over to Zapier. So what you do inside of Zapier is, give me 1 second here, I'm going to create a new Zap. I'm going to do a webhook inside of Zapier. You're going to catch hook. You're going to hit continue. They're going to give you a URL here. You're going to go back into your HighLevel account, paste that URL there, and we're going to, all right, so the way that I did this was set this up as a key. So question, the value is message.body. So you're going to paste this in and hit save, save again. And now we are going to need to test this. So the way that we could test it is because you're going to want the data to actually send over to Zapier. So that way you can, like, because if we hit test on this right now, you're not going to have any data. So the way that we're going to need to test this is we're going to go over here. And because I have this on 2 accounts, this may mess up, but give me a second. Let's test it out. Let me just turn off my workflow on my other account. Give me 1 second here. Right, turn that account off. And now we should be able to test this, see if this works. Say, hey, we messed up here is we didn't turn this on. Let's try it one more time. All right, so this sent out. I'm going to reply with an email, jacob@jacob.com. Your account is created. There goes all of our messages. So the flow already is working. You can see that everything has already worked. We can look at our history and see what went through. You see it already worked. But let's try this one more time. Let's go back here. Because now you need to send one more message to go down the left side. What is 5 times 5? All right. So now you're obviously not going to get a response because we haven't built that out yet. But what you'll see is that now it should have. The other problem is you need to go into settings, hit allow multiple, because I have been in this workflow before, it didn't work. So let's do this one more time. What is 5 times 5? All right. It's obviously not going to give me a response, but we should get it through. It executed the webhook and it sent all the data over to Zapier. So now we can go back into Zapier, test that trigger again, and we should now have everything from there in here. So cool. Now we got our webhook in. We got all of our data. So we have my email came through, my name, contact ID, and we should at the bottom have the question under custom data, which is what is 5 times 5? Great. So now we have the question, we can move forward. Now, the next step that we need to do is we need to send that question over to OpenAI. So you're going to come in here, you're going to look for OpenAI, ChatGPT, beta, event. So we are going to send a prompt. We're going to hit continue. You're going to choose your ChatGPT account. If you haven't integrated it yet, just set up your integration there. Hit continue. We're going to do our text model. I leave this at DaVinci 003. The prompt you're going to take from here. So you're going to go and actually just pull in the custom data question. What is 5 times 5? I left everything else as is, but you can change this to, let's say 1500. And we may have to change that, but I think I used 1500 before. We'll leave everything else blank for now. You can play with this in the future. We're going to test the action. And you get your answer back, which is 25. Great. So that's perfect. We got our answer. And now you see that information was sent off to OpenAI. It sent the answer back to us. And now we need to send, now that we have the answer, we need to figure out how can we send that back into HighLevel. Now, HighLevel, as of right now, which I've heard this is changing. As of right now, HighLevel does not have a way to send webhooks and information back into HighLevel directly yet. That is coming though. I've seen that they're in like an alpha stage right now. And when you're watching this video, it may already be live. But the way that we have to do this right now is by updating the contact. Since we created the contact field before, which is the answer to the question, we need to update the contact inside of HighLevel by doing another step inside of Zapier. So we're going to look at this really quick. You're going to update your contact. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go to, it's called lead connector. On the flow here, the event is going to be add/update the contact. We're going to hit continue. You're going to go with your account. You should already be connected with your HighLevel account. If you're not, you can find your HighLevel account in your settings, your API key in the settings of that specific account that you're using. Hit continue. You're going to fill out the data from here. So we got our first name, last name, and the email. Now, this is why we need to gather an email from the user in the beginning. Because if we don't have an email on file, we can't send the data back into HighLevel yet. I haven't been able to find a way to update the contact without having an email or a phone number on file, because that's what HighLevel looks for to identify that contact when you're updating things. So we're just going to do this. AI answer is what I called it. And you're going to take, you're going to take from here, show all options. We're going to look for 25 because that was our answer. We're going to hit continue after that. There's one other field, mark as lead, true. It's required. Hit continue, and you will be able to hit test action, and it'll send it back to HighLevel. So what I want to do though, before I hit test action, so that way we can actually see what will happen here, and so we can send that information back, I want to actually build out the response flow here. So we'll go back to our workflow, and we will go, once we have a webhook, we're going to add a wait step. So we're going to wait. And this is going to be a condition. We're going to wait for contact details, and it's going to be the AI answer. Does not contain. And I'm going to do this really quick. I use a random key, which this is the one that I use. I don't even know what it's called. I'm going to show you why we use that, but put that there for right now. You'll see shortly why we do this, but does not contain this asterisk or backward asterisk. I don't know how you say it. Wait for reply. Hit save. And great. So now we have that there. So we're going to wait for a reply after that gets sent out. And once that comes back, once we have a reply, we are going to send a DM. So Instagram DM. And what I do is I pull in the custom value. So now you're going to do contact, AI answer. And then I always put at the end, have another question, send it my way. So it's at the bottom. Have another question, send it my way. All right. So now we're going to hit save. And what we do here is we update the contact field, which is AI answer, to this little asterisk that we used. And we do that so that way the response doesn't stay in that custom field. Now we also do that, we're going to do it up here as well. So you're going to do update contact field, AI answer, and you're going to do it here. It may not make sense, but the reason I've played with it, and this is the way that I've found to be the most efficient. You may have a different way that you can make it work yourself, but I found that this is the flow that I use. So I always wait until wait until the answer doesn't contain that. And then once it doesn't contain that anymore, that means that we have our response from OpenAI and we can send it back. So now that this is on, we should, actually the contact isn't still in this step, so it won't work anymore. But what we'll do is we will test the action. It's turned on. Let's publish it. Publish and turn on. All right, sweet. Now it's on. And we could start over. So we can send a message now and we could say, rewrite then I will put in, let's go to, I don't know, booking.com. Find deals for any season. Let's go back into Instagram, find deals for any season. And maybe let's take the sub headline as well. Boom. All right, secure the lowest rates on any seasonal getaway from cozy B&Bs to luxury hotels. Have another question. Right, so there's the answer. Now, we do have a mistake somewhere here because, we just didn't add that step of messages pending. So what I do is everything works. So great, that's really good news. What I always do is I add a step here just because people, like, it may take 5 seconds for the API to get back, or it may take 10 seconds for that API to get back and for you to have your updated answer. And people may ask another question in between and may mess things up. So what I always do is I send an instant text right away. So I'll send a DM here, Instagram DM. Give me a sec. So that way people know that I'm coming up with the answer. You can change that to whatever you want. Hey, give me up to 30 seconds and I'll have your answer for you, whatever you want that to be. And then it'll do the same thing. But as we can see, it worked, right? So it did everything that I asked it to do. Now I could do the same thing, rewrite this headline. And here, let's do this. Rewrite this headline using, give me 3 options. Boom. It's going to take that. We're going to hit save. And now we should get an instant reply, which is give me a sec. Sending that information off to Zapier. We're going to wait for that response to get in from there. And as soon as we have that response, here's your 3 options. Option 1, option 2, option 3. This is great. This is huge. You can use this for anything that you want. You can use this to show off, like I said in the beginning of the video. You can use this to show off to your clients. You can use this to get rid of your $99 a month subscription that you're using for your copywriting tools or anything like that. It's really, really cool. And it's a great way for you to be able to use it, for your clients to be able to use it, test it, play with it. I've had this out and I, had a few hundred people playing around with it. And I see people using it every day, like in their day-to-day marketing stuff too. And I've actually seen people using my tool, which is just a test, going in and saying, hey, here's this, rewrite this for me. And I'm really excited to see that. It's really cool. And it's really awesome. And I want you guys to be able to do this yourself. Now, there's some other things that we need to look at. A lot of times this may get stuck. So sometimes, let's say, for example, I say, write me a story about a dog and a cat getting lost in the woods and finding foxes, but then fighting them and falling in love. All right, so I'm going to tell it to write me a story. Now it's going to shoot me back this give me a sec message. And what I've found a lot of times is it's going to get stuck on this situation because the message is too long. So Instagram has a limit. I believe it's 1,000 characters. Maybe it's 1,000. I think it's 1,000 characters. They have a limit. So if it gets an answer back, it may try to send it inside of HighLevel, and you'll be able to see it there. You may be able to see the story, but the customer would never actually get that response. So what we need to do is we're going to go back, we're going to go to conversations, and we'll see that this is probably the case here. So yeah, it failed. You're going to see right here, text length should be less than or equal to 1,000 characters. So again, it created my story here. It was a great little story that it created, whatever. And the problem is that Instagram won't allow us to send more than 1,000 characters. So it has nothing to do with HighLevel. It's just Instagram in general. You can't send more than 1,000 characters in an Instagram DM. So what I do, and you'll see it's stuck in this workflow right now. So if I were to message again, it's not going to work because it's automatically, it's sending me into that flow again. It gets confusing. All right. So what I did is I created what I called this workflow, the brain. I call it Nochi's brain. But then I created what's called a backup brain. And to do that, what you do is you do another workflow here. So we're going to create another workflow, which is going to be, let's call this backup brain. And we're going to hit save. All right, so what I do here is I have a step where I'm going to wait. I'm going to add a wait step here. So we're going to do wait. And it's not going to be a time delay. It's going to be a condition. And we're going to wait for contact details. And the AI answer is, we want it to be this little backwards asterisk that we made. So we're going to do here. And we're going to add a timeout. So what I do is I do 0.75 minutes and move on to the next step. Now at that point, we want to do an if-else statement. And that's going to be asking, is it stuck? And here we could say it is stuck. And we are going to do it's going to be contact details. AI answer is not that. Let's verify. So as long as if it's not that, it means it's stuck. So after that period of time, after waiting 0.75 of a minute, if the answer in HighLevel for that custom field is not that backwards asterisk, that means that it is stuck in that situation. So what I do is then I send another Instagram DM, which is letting them know, look, it looks like I got stuck on that question. The output may have been against our terms of service or too long. Instagram only allows 1,000 character or less messages. So I send that there. I add one more step here, and that's going to be remove from all workflows. So I'm going to remove from all workflows at that point, and I'm going to hit publish on this, and we're going to hit save. Now, contact isn't being added into this yet, so the way that you need to do this is when you go back to your initial workflow, your main workflow, you are going to, as soon as we get an input, we're going to add them to the backup brain here. So you're going to do add to workflow, backup brain, hit save again. And now what's going to happen is every single time that this happens, it will send it, every time that someone comes in, it will add them into the backup brain, and it will wait during that period, a certain period of time, and it'll tell us if it's stuck or not. If it got stuck, it's going to send them a message saying, hey, it looks like I got stuck on that question, maybe against our terms of service. And then the main thing here is it's also going to remove them from all the workflows, because if you don't set this up, what will happen is they can get stuck in this flow. And then if they're stuck in this flow, every time they message in again, it won't work because they're in the flow. So since they're in the flow, it won't re-trigger this workflow. The other thing is we need to make sure, let's go back really quick, just make sure that we toggle on allow multiple and hit save, go back, and that is the main thing that will make this work. The other thing too that we did was, you'll see, if they get stuck, they can reply with Nochi help. So we could do one more workflow here, which will be the Nochi help workflow. So we're going to hit start from scratch. Go up here. Your trigger is going to be the Instagram DM or customer replied. Reply channel in this situation is going to be Instagram DM. And in my situation, contains phrase, Nochi help. I'm going to, we could send an Instagram DM. We could say, Nochi to the rescue. Smiley face. Save. And then this is the big thing here is you're going to do remove from all workflows. All right. Remove from all workflows. Hit publish. And we're going to hit save. Title this Nochi help. Go back. And now you have all of your flows built out. Hit save. And now your flow is built. So the way that this works, like you guys know, we'll recap really quick. As soon as somebody replies, we're going to figure out if we have an email on file or not. If we do have an email on file, we are going to run them through the flow. We're going to take their question, send it off to Zapier to get the answer from OpenAI. We're going to wait for the response, and then we're going to send it out. And the next thing is if we don't have an email on file, what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, we need your email. We're going to wait for them to send it. We're going to make sure they send it. We're going to do some loops here and make sure that they actually send the email. Once they do, let them know how to use it. Next time they message in, it's going to go through the left side of this flow here, and your AI bot is going to work. Now, you could do this with Instagram. You could do this, instead of doing Instagram, you could also do this through text. I built the same thing out. So instead of the reply channel being Instagram DM, you could do a reply channel of SMS. You could do a reply channel of Facebook Messenger as well. So you could build a messenger bot doing the same thing. Instagram DM, SMS. You could do email probably as well. I don't know if that would be of that much use, but those are the different ways that you guys could make this work. You can do whatever you guys want with this. This is really cool. You could dive deeper into it too. In the flow that I have that you can purchase below, you can just import this entire thing instead of having to build it out yourself. But in that purchase in the flow that I have for purchase below, I also have a step where you can limit people's usage. So you can set a number of times that they can use it to, let's say 150 times. So that way someone's not coming through and using it with a bot 10,000 times and racking your bill up. So there's a lot of different things that you could do with these flows inside of HighLevel. I'm really, really excited about this video. I think that this is something that is just, it's super cool and something that you guys can use to replace your current tools, or you can also use it to just show off and show clients what you can do and how you can help them. Now, another thing that I want to mention, now that we finished this video, I know it's long, drawn out, and it took a long time, but now that we have this out of the way and you guys can see how this entire thing works, I want to mention something. I do have a code vault that's available for everyone. So even if you're not purchasing any of my flows, or you're not purchasing anything from me, I have a code vault that's available for free. You'll be able to find the link to that in the description below. And I have a bunch of different CSS. Right now I have 6 different things for CSS. Like you can use animations, calendar, custom calendar, CSS, surveys, dashboard design, order forms, memberships, and things like that I put together for you guys for free to give you some more value, to be able to give back to the GHL community. And you can click that link below, go over to the code vault, and this is constantly being updated. You can take as much from this as you want, use it for yourself, use it for your clients. I thought it was a great way to be able to give back to you guys. So yeah, just come in here. You can come in here, grab some code. Let's say you want this design checkout. I have all the custom CSS, and come through. It'll be constantly being updated. But I really, guys, I appreciate you sticking along. I know this was a really long video. It was drawn out, but if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'm here to answer. I do my best. Obviously, I'm working on my own agency and I'm doing my own things, but I do my best to be able to get back to you as fast as possible. you have any specific questions, just let me know. Seriously, drop them in the questions below. And if you found value from today's video, I would really appreciate if you could take a second and subscribe. You don't have to, but it means a lot to me if I can see the number of people who are subscribing to me going up. It kind of helps me stay motivated to keep putting out more videos and spend more time putting these together for you and provide more value. So if you got value from this, comment below. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you'd like to. But yeah, that's it. GHL King here. I appreciate you tuning in, and stay tuned for the next one.